Hey everybody, Cliff Barron from Remax here with my market update for June 13th to the 19th, 2021 for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams. Before I get there, I mentioned last week, I kind of touched on it, that I was going to talk about rent to own for AC and furnace. Is it a good idea? Is it an option? It's always an option, but it's not a good idea. I'll put it bluntly, it's not a good idea. So what happens is, it's December 21st. This actually happened to me. My furnace went out December 21st, which was, no, actually I think it was the 23rd, which was a really nice thing to happen just before Christmas. But so let's take December 21st as an example. Your furnace goes, you have no money, you spend it all on Christmas. What do? You can't live without heat, so you fall for one of those, I know, I'll rent to own kind of thing, because it comes with a great warranty, and I only have to pay a certain small amount of money per month, I think $150 a month. And then I'm going to pay off this AC and furnace over the next 15 years or 10 years, but it comes with a warranty. So the thing is, when a buyer buys your place, they have to assume that, and they never ever want it. They want to move into a house where it's free of all encumbrances and liens and rental items, as many rental items as possible. A hot water tank is kind of standard, but when it comes to furnace and AC, people just do not want it. And the problem is, when you go to buy it out, they inflate the heck out of the price too. So, furnace and AC you can buy for pre-COVID, 6,000-7,000 for the combination. If you're going to buy it outright, right off the bat. And then if you're going to do a lease to own, it's $150 a month or whatever it is. I don't know the exact figures. Paid out over 10-15 years. And then you'll find after about 7 years, when you go to buy it out because you want to sell your house, the buyout is about $8,000, which is way more than you would have bought them new previous 7 years ago, and you're buying a 7-year-old set of appliances of AC and furnace. So it's not a good idea. If you can avoid it, here's my recommendation. I know it's always tight, like when the furnace goes, you're always in a rush to get it done, because half the time it goes in the middle of winter when it's -20 outside. But kind of think ahead if you can. Have the option of a line of credit with your bank if you can, if it's possible. And then, because the interest rate they're going to charge you is way less than the financing fees the AC and furnace company is going to charge. So don't go for it. If you can avoid it at all costs, because when you go to sell, that's when you're going to figure out the hard way that you got kind of taken a little bit. So anyways, getting to the sales for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams. Sales are still good. The market's kind of slowed a little bit. It's kind of like a July market right now, like a typical July market, where the showings are a lot slower. Nowhere near as many offers. The days of 20-30 offers are starting to go. Now you'll see 1, 2, 3 offers. Sometimes you won't see any offers. So anyway, getting to Milton, detached homes in newer Milton. 19 sales, 1.347 on average. So the price is still up there. Old detached, 4 of them at 1.028. 4 semis at 870, and 18 townhouses over 856. So that's interesting. The semis and the towns are getting close. They're getting close in price. And then you get to Georgetown and Glen Williams. There was a couple of big ones that sold in Glen Williams, so that always skews the price up a little bit. 12 detached sold for 1.375, which is a very high average. It's not just Glen Williams. It's part of Georgetown too, off of Eaton Street. There's some really nice properties. 1 semi sold for 1.09, just over $1 million. That's interesting, because that's never happened before. And then 3 townhouses sold for 759. Georgetown is still doing well. It's funny. It's busier than Milton. I can tell you that right now. Milton, it's because there's so many homes, so many to choose from. Whereas in Georgetown, there's not as many listings, and there's still a lot of people wanting to go to Georgetown. So the demand is there. It's not as busy as it was, but there's still a lot of demand, and things are doing well. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next week. That's my update for June 13th to 19th, 2021. Cliff Barron from Remax. Send me a DM, PM, email, text, phone call, homing pigeon, whatever you want, and I'll help you out. Thanks. Take care.